I can use proper notation and symbols for points, lines, rays, and segments. And for our warm-up, I want you to discuss with your team maybe what you guys already know. What is a line, a ray, a point, a segment? I'll give you about 2 minutes and we'll see maybe what we already know. It's okay if you don't know these things, but let's just see maybe what we already know. Discuss with your team. Ready, set, go. Okay, can anyone tell me what a line, a ray, a point, or a segment is? Any ideas? Any ideas? No one wants to share. A point, right? A point has a coordinate pair, x, y. Let's stay focused, please. A line? What's special about a line? A line has arrows at the end. It never ends. It's infinite. A line segment? Any ideas? No ideas? No. A line segment has points at the end. It ends.
Points instead of the arrows?
Correct. Any idea about a ray?
I heard of it before.
Okay. We've heard of it before. A ray starts with a point, ends with an arrow, it has direction.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
We're going to talk about all these things today in our activity. For our activity, I've given you all a set of cards that look like this. You are going to match these images to this notation with your team. I'll give you a couple minutes. We're not in our packets right now. You're grabbing those cards. Spread out all the cards and see what you can match up. Let's see what we know already. Let's check our answers to the matches now. These are the matches you should have made, and we're writing down the proper notation. The proper notation. After you're done recording number 1 and checking your answers, do number 2 and number 3 on this page, and then we'll do the quick notes together. For number 2, let's hear from our teams now. What do you think that first symbol means? Who can raise their hand and tell me what they think? Yes?
I'll give it a shot, but I think it's wrong.
What is it?
Equal signs.
It is equal. It means equal or the same. In geometry, we call this symbol congruent. Congruent. So when something is equal or the same in geometry, we say congruent. Good job. Anybody want to take a chance on the next symbol? What do you think it means? Yes.
Intersects at 90 degrees.
Yeah, intersecting lines at 90 degrees. That's a perfect definition of our vocab word, perpendicular. Perpendicular is the official geometry term. You might have heard that in Algebra 1, maybe. And finally, that last symbol. Does anyone want to tell me what they think the last symbol means? All of our teams had it right when I walked around. What do we think it is? Who can raise their hand? Yes, Nevia? Parallel. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Think about notation we use for segments, rays, and lines. For which of these does the order of the points matter? Is this the same as this? What do you think? Out of segments, rays are lines. Do you think there's a particular order? Any ideas? The order only matters for rays. Why do you think just rays? A ray has direction, so the order matters. For a line segment or a line, it does not matter. You could write it A, B, or B, A. So only for rays. One is a point, which should be pretty obvious. It's a point. Point. For example, if I said draw point A, you would draw a point and you would label it A. You have to label. If I said draw a segment A, B, you would use this notation and it would look like this. Again, a segment doesn't matter what order I put the letters in, but each are labeled there, each of those points. If I said draw ray AB, the notation would be like this. The image would look like this. On a ray, there are 2 points. Let me make this a little bit more clear. This arrow extends. That arrow is not labeled B, so be careful when you're drawing those. Line AB, the symbol is AB with a line on top with arrows on both ends. Again, you would draw a line that would have 2 points, B and A. We already talked about parallel, congruent, and perpendicular. I'm going to add 2 sentences right here. I'm probably going to erase so I can write nice and clear, but hopefully you have some room. We're going to add 2 sentences there in our quick notes. Some notes. Only segments have length, a measurement. A vocab word you're going to see. To bisect something means to cut in half. Before we do our check for understanding, I added some vocab organizers for us. We're going to go over a few words we didn't cover. There's going to be some extras here. Any questions? The first vocab word I want to discuss is collinear points. Can you find that vocab organizer? Collinear means we have 3 or more points that lie on the same ray, line, or segment. So if you see 3 or more points on a line or a segment, they are called collinear. Again, has to be 3 or more points. We can draw an example of this. Whenever I draw in geometry, I need to label things so I know what it is. A non-example would be a line with just 2 points. Find the midpoint. Vocab 1. Sure. For the midpoint, any guesses on what a midpoint is? No? Midpoint is halfway between two endpoints. Characteristics, it's equal between those 2 points. So the measurement is equal. If we were to draw an example, we could see this is A, this is B, and C is equal in between. Anyone know why I drew those little vertical marks? What do those little vertical marks mean? Any guess? It means that they are equal. Those lengths are equal. So if I don't have an actual measurement, those are equal. You could draw a non-example, right? They would very clearly be not equal, not in the middle of the line segment. Find the perimeter organizer. Perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around a two-dimensional shape or a 2D shape. It's the distance around a 2D shape. Okay, we use it for 2D. Like a square, like a circle, like a rectangle. If you had some sides labeled, you would add them all up together. Anyone know a non-example of perimeter? What is not perimeter? Area. Length times width. That's not perimeter. Perimeter, you're always adding up the sides. So we'll add that to the characteristics here. We're always adding. That's key. We're adding. Any questions on the vocab words? They're going to come up in your homework and as we continue these lessons. Do me a favor. Go back to check your understanding. Right now, I want you to work on check your understanding with your team. If you have questions, call me over, and then we'll have time for homework. Finish check your understanding, and then we'll start our homework. Homework today is numbers 1 through 9. Please finish your check for understanding first.